From funding to leadership, businesses can be tough to run, especially for up-and-coming entrepreneurs. What can Filipino startup founders learn from leading industry leaders? Alex Cabrera of the Management Association of the Philippines tells us more. Attorney, great to have you back on The Final Word. So what does this SCALE program hope to achieve for startups?
What the SCALE program hopes to achieve for startups is to help them, as the word says, scale up. Because the startups, there are many startups in the Philippines, and some of them, they fold up.
Most of them fail.
I would say most of them fail, but
and how many percent only succeed? Maybe 1 or 2%.
I wouldn't say that low, but sustainability is an issue. But since you made that comment, I'd like to say that actually the startup scenery in the Philippines is actually quite good, Rico.
It is very vibrant. I mean, a lot of people want to start their own micro and small enterprises. But the big question is, will they have the funding? Can they find the right talent? And do they have the mentorship?
Yeah, exactly. So, when we started this inventory of startups in 2017 as PwC then, we had, in partnership with MAP, we counted 300 plus startups. And today we have between 600 to 700, which really means that they barely scratch the surface of their potential. And there's so much potential that startups have, because they could be such a game changer. If I can explain by examples, this current batch that we have, one startup there called Export One is actually helping SMEs export their products. That could be unheard of for a small enterprise. But they can help them with the labeling, with the documentation, with the logistics, etc. And they can even provide the service, and the SME can pay later.
And that is really good news, because that is what this economy needs. More exports rather than imports. So we have an economic surplus rather than an economic deficit.
Yes.
And also increase manufacturing.
But also, Rico, on the substance of the product, because the startup is also helping these local manufacturers up their game to international standards. If I can just mention one more, humble sustainability, for instance, is in the circularity business. So corporations who have old laptops, that can be recirculated, refurbished and recirculated. So Humble actually even collects merchandise that can't be sold, and they help companies dispose of that. So this circularity business is very important for sustainability.
All right, one man's trash can be a gain for so many people. So how many startups, attorney, have you chosen for this SCALE program?
For this Maiden program, there are shortlisted 15 startups. And of course, we bring them into this program. And so
sustainability to exports, which other sectors have been covered among these startup enterprises?
There are the medical, fintechs, logistics, transportation. Yeah, so we have a very good batch.
And of course, we've been talking about, when it comes to startups, for them to succeed and fail is funding. How much funding is MAP and your partners in this initiative giving these startups so they can scale up?
Yeah, we're gonna find out, Rico. We're just in the middle of the program, because what we have really seen is that these tech startups are really great at making the hamburger, but they're not as great in minding the hamburger store.
That's right.
So that's the skill that we're actually trying to
that's where the mentorship comes in.
Indeed, indeed.
From top executives from the Management Association of the Philippines, like Attorney Cabrera.
Yeah, and because we know the business, we know what to give them help on, like structuring governance, and how does valuation work, and how do you value your business, what do you do in a deal process, and what to expect, etc.
And how long is this program, and when do you expect to find out if this business, or one or two or three or all of the 15 startups, will succeed or not? Is there a timeline?
No, there's no timeline on watching them on whether they succeed or not. But we really hope, what we really hope to happen is for these startups to be all sustainable. So this is the Maiden program, and I think this program will go on until the next year. We still have a long way to go. It's only not about finding investors for them. It's actually also introducing them to MAP members to be part of their value chain. And that is the key to startup. You have a captive client, you have a market, and then that can also be the source
What
of
is important
partnerships.
here, attorney, is that from micro to small to medium to becoming a large or maybe even a conglomerate and compete with the top companies here in the country.
Until IPO, Rico.
Until IPO.
IPO.
Thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word and sharing with us this latest initiative of MAP, the SCALE program.
Thank you for having us, Rico.